Hello, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be discussing Noah's Ark, the video that got me 1.8 thousand views. This story is one of the most famous stories in the world. Noah's Ark, two of each kind of animal put on a ship/ark and sent away, with 8 people on that boat: Noah, his wife, Noah's 3 sons, and their wives. Were put on the boat, and everything and everyone else was destroyed. Not everything, actually. No, everyone was killed. This shows that Old Testament God, he was the most forgiving, but now, hey, Jesus is here, so, yeah, forgiven for our sins. Yes, God's amazing, God's great, love you, but New Testament God liked his wrath. Not liked his wrath. Old Testament God gave his wrath. There we go. But, yeah, it's just one of the most famous stories, and it's so well known that it's kind of stupid to talk about. But I feel like it's actually important because it's such a monumental point in the Bible that's so famous, and I feel like it should be talked about. Let's start off from the beginning. The very beginning of why Noah's Ark existed. Over the lands, when God had created people, he knew this, but most of them were being sinful, stealing, killing, and cheating on their wives. And so, but Noah was different. Noah was led through a path of God and sticks with that. So eventually, God spoke to Noah and said, build an ark, for you shall, I forgot what he said exactly, but you shall bring 2 of every animal, and get your sons' wives and your wife, and bring them on this ship. And so that's what he did for 125 years. Noah was building an ark. And once he had done that, and while he was doing that, people thought he was insane. No one believed in him. People were like, oh my god, this guy and his silly tricks, it just makes no sense. That's what they thought. And then they died. But yeah, it's just, yeah, they were stupid. And so once it's built, Noah takes all the animals and puts them on the ark. And once he's done this, and while he's doing this, people are still laughing at him, still making fun of him, because they don't know what he's doing. And then, eventually, it starts to rain. It rains for 40 days and 40 nights. 40 comes up a lot in the Bible, but in here is one of the first times it's executed a lot. And so for 40 days and 40 nights it rains. And after the first day and night, it's already flooded. It's already flooded. All these people are dead. It's, don't get me wrong, kind of depressing from today's God, but it's all in his plan. I have no say. It's his will, not mine. So it's just think about it. It's one of the most talked about stories, but you never go in depth of it, of how God said to do this, God did this, and he did it for a reason, because there's always a reason for his plans. He has a plan. And so, it's just, to get into depth of it, it just makes sense. It just makes so much sense. Because, God did cause the deaths of hundreds of people, because, there weren't that many people back then. Population was still climbing back up its way on the climbing its way up the tree, until eventually it became, 8 billion people now? But it's just crazy to think about. And so, not everything was destroyed, and during the 40 days and 40 nights, people had to be fed. People fed the animals food grains were stored. I'm pretty sure a few other animals. I'm pretty sure a few of the extra. I'm pretty sure a few extra animals brought aboard for the carnivores so that they had something to eat. So yeah, that makes sense. But there were still 2 of every single kind of animal, male and female. And everyone pitched in. I don't think there were as many complaints, but they drifted. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and I think for years and years and years they were floating in that ship, just waiting for the water to settle. And then we reach the end of one of the greatest stories of the Bible. Noah sends a dove. Or was it a dove? It was some kind of bird, and he sends it off. After a few days, it comes back, and that tells Noah there's no land. It wasn't able to build a nest, and so it didn't have land to rest on. So it came back to the only form of land that it knew. Then, a few weeks later, or was it a few days? I don't know. A few days later, or weeks, don't ask, he sends off a bird again. That bird doesn't stay. That bird doesn't come back. It stays out in the wild, and that tells Noah there's land out there, and that it built a nest so that there's land, there's a tree, and it's somewhere where they can departure. And then, as we all know, a beautiful rainbow shines up the sky, letting the world know that God will never flood the earth again. Man, this is one of my favorite stories that I ever in the Bible, and it's literally what got me. And a verse from that got me 1.8 thousand views, and that just means a lot to me. So, and this story means a lot to me. So, it's just incredible how underestimated this story is. While it's famous and well known, don't get me wrong, some people don't actually see it for what it is. It's a story of God to let us know that He'll take out the evil out of this world. It's part of His plan. He'll take out the evil, whether you're worried about that bully in school or you are the bully. If you're the bully, then stop. I'm trying to stop. It's not helping, but I'm trying to stop. Well, we'll see. But if you're getting bullied, don't worry. Don't worry. It's all part of God's plan. Don't know how, but it is. Thank you for listening in today. I would like to give a shout out to Journey with the Jays. I don't know why. I just know one of the people who is a part of that channel. I don't know why I'm shouting them out. We're trying to get them to 100 subscribers. So please, I'll link their channel in the description below. Go check them out. Great channel. I didn't get any inspiration, but great channel. Just go check them out. Go subscribe to their channel. Peace, pizza, and prayer.